3:40 a.m. I was gonna do this like an hour ago, but then ended up playing some Overwatch. I love Overwatch. Little known fact. I actually don't really stream any Overwatch on the channel just because I enjoy doing it offline. It's one of those things where, because I want to put so much of my content up, and like eventually, get better at it, get more premium content. Anyways, this is gonna get too tangential. Basically, we're here at room 46. Or we know how to get to it. But I've been having difficulty getting into the antechamber. So today the goal is to get into room 46. Excuse me. I don't know if I only have 3 days to do it. I'm not gonna lie, after talking to Alazar, I keep looking over here to see if something's gonna be missing. That took a second. I actually had to figure it out and not just spam it. Alright, I'll be back. Maybe there's something of use here. We do have a bunch of coins. I say since we're right here, let's just get it out the way. Wait, I don't need that. Ugh, I'm gonna have to do it right. No shortcuts. Still haven't gone down here at all. There's a fucking tunnel down there. Don't know if that's to give some kind of like lore reason or like in-game reason for why the water can go up and down. There's the door. Now we just have to get to it. this? What is this? What the fuck is this? I've run past that every time. I don't think this is going to end with that door. I truly don't think this is going to end with that. And it's crazy, it's taken me this long to get there. But I have learned a lot. Part of me wants the classroom again so I can take the final exam. Where will you go? Shovel one walking in. Interesting. It's probably worth going back to the entrance. You know what? I'm gonna get some gems. Let me not fuck around. Be smart about this. Finding that shovel makes me wish I went with more holes. Let's see where we go. That is good. I'll come for that generator. Could be more keys. Slow would be useful rather well now. I like having multiple routes in and out of places, and apples are more delicious today. 5 steps, let's go. fair bit of gems and let's get more keys. We have a lot of coins at honestly a bookstore. Hell yes. But a bookstore would be really good right now. Oh. It's not bad. Gems and keys would be better right now. Damn, that cuts off the parlor. I don't want to do that. That sucks. Battery E. Let me check and see. That looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 is E. Okay. Can I combine anything right now? Ooh, a sledgehammer wouldn't be bad. But I really want a bookstore. this shit. Well, guess we're gonna brute force it. Okay, so it's 4, 16, 10. Bookstore now. Let's go back and get gems. Just have to go play the parlor game. It really sucks that I couldn't just turn there. I do have that door here. Let's see where this goes. Out on the coast. That might be an S. library. It's the only one I have now that's different, so. Okay. So there might be a faster way to wait. Or there is faster this way. But there might be a faster way to connect the rooms further on. First, though, gems. One of the other two boxes is false. That's true. You will find this, you open this box and find it empty. That could be true. The blue box is true. That is true. That is true. You're false. Thank you. I really love the rules on that. That sucks. Oh well, making use of the keys. Is there anything else in here? Okay. Thing that really sucks about all that is just how far the dining room is now. I really should have bought those shoes. I guess the question is, where do I want to go? Kind of want to hit the passageway, which I believe is this direction. Yeah. Ooh, actually, sleeping mask could help. So if I have to run back, I'll get some steps into the bedroom. Office would burn just about all my gems. Reason I said just about. So I can grab that one from here. Nice. Oh, that connects back to the passageway. Dope. That's not what I wanted. Now I have to get to the aquarium. I'm getting dangerously low on steps. The nursery counts as a bedroom, right? Oh, it's when I first enter and I burn steps to do that. Oh, what a fool. I want the secret garden key, but use another one. Showroom. Bro. The laboratory is the better pick. If I can set my steps to 40, that'd be amazing. I forgot to check the green room for gems. Servants' quarters is a bedroom. Can lose gold, but still be able to move. Fuck, dude. I really could have used the kitchen. Let's risk it. Boudoir would give me a gem. But eliminates the bottom door into the antechamber. Okay. Technically, I guess bedroom would be plus 15. Right? But what's in the kitchen could be way more. Either way, none of these touch the antechamber, so I'm gonna have to go to the gymnasium. Guess bedroom might have something. So if I got 15, that would put me at 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, to get 20. Possibly get more if it's based off of a red room or something. Can also see what the meal is. I don't have a showroom. Beautiful. Up to 50 steps. Okay. Now, theoretically, I just need gems. Oh. I could technically make that battery-powered sledgehammer and store it. I also have enough steps to try to get the boiler room over here. I think I'm gonna have to pump it to the dark room. First things first, though. Let's try the gym. Oh, that's a security door. I should notice that earlier. I'm fucked. Unless there's a key card in here. Not powered. So close again. It's worth it to go to the dining room. Okay, this sucks on a bunch of levels. Not only do I not get in the antechamber, but I didn't finish the thing to get a letter. I really should have. Just have better luck. It's the thing that sucks sometimes. You just need good luck. Wait a second. There's a wall I can break. And I know where it's at. That foundation room. Beautiful. I literally have to enter it, so might as well go down while I have the chance. Whoa. Steam line to boiler. Remote power box. That's that box with the closed door. If I need that again, I'll look at it. Excavation process going smoothly and crew spirits are higher than they've ever been in weeks. I believe this increase in morale is no small part due to installation of the boiler, which honestly has been a godsend. We now have steam power, no longer have to rely on raw muscle to scrape and heave the clay like dogs. New steam power hoists and winches are fully operational. We've been able to unearth over 5 times as much sediment per shift as we had previously. So technically from outside I could now just run in. Is there other spots that were boarded up? I don't remember. Fuck, I really don't remember. And hell yeah, I'm checking to see if that fucking gate's hatched. Okay. It might have just been that one spot. Ooh, before I go out for the night, let's do a couple things. map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, it's in the garage. I wish I had a bookshop. Bro. Not over yet. I do have the one thing that could possibly turn this around. Have enough steps. Let's go see if I can trade for a key card. Secret garden key. Gear wrench. Running shoes for lockpick. Sipping mask for salt. Car keys for a compass. Compass for a coin purse. It's a hall pass. Do I want to switch the running shoes for a lockpick? No, I have 3 keys. Is that for the Great Hall? That's the thing I don't know. Okay, I know what I can do. I know what I can do. Hall pass for a prison key. What's hall pass do? That's dope. Now, as beautiful as I have gems, it's good to know. Getting items in a trading post is a good way to get gems. Here's the thing, though. I'm not gonna make it this one. So here's what we're gonna need to do. Secret garden key's been checked. Let's call it a day. Here's the thing. Coat check is now the most important. I'm talking the most important room. Reason being, if we get that key and we get up, it's possible to get inside that antechamber. Now the question is, do I spend time going down? See, luckily for me, my foundation is literally one step ahead. Looks like there's multiple ways to do it. Okay. Let me go with the special items. Some more keys and gems off the bat. And I think you can fill the watering can too, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, a shovel. Anything good in the commissary? Let's buy some running shoes. That's a lot of ups. Would that connect them? Okay. Do I want to get gems? Or do I want to try? Okay, I want to try. Let's go back and pump power into the den. Or honestly, straight into this room. Okay, so it has to be from here. Which means I should be able to do it. Come on, be powered. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? That's annoying. I wasted all those steps. S. Do I already have that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that is S confirmed. For fourth slot. Onward. Is there a key somewhere? Nice. So breaker box isn't bad because now I can control. I might go back and make it high security doors because those are guaranteed unlocked now. See, with this thing back to the foundation. It would have if I had a gem. Okay, so this path is now shut down. I just need to find a battery. And I can get that hammer again. Nick's not horrible. I wanted something for gems. Uh-oh. You've got to be kidding me right now. I played this wrong. Bro. What a waste of a day. This could possibly be the last day. Or tomorrow's the last day. I don't know. We could find out what it's like to lose. Who knows how much shit I'm gonna have to redo. Okay. Shelter wouldn't be bad. Trading post was actually really clutch. But I want green rooms. I think picking the outside room has shit to do with the inside room. Hold on though. I want to grab a snack. Wait, I didn't need to go in there. Fuck. If I need that one step later, I'm gonna be pissed. What you got for me? Ooh. A. Oops. I had it wrong. Oh wait, no, I don't think I had one for there. That's safe. S-A-F-E. Going S-A-F-E. What's the first word that actually shows up? Oh boy, oh boy. History unfolds. I'm gonna save the apples just in case we get apples are more delicious. type shit. Okay. I'm not gonna go down that one just yet. And a magnifying glass. Lowry did the interesting. The 2 boxes are empty, that could be true. The other 2 boxes are false, that could be false. The white box is true, that could be false. If the white box is true, for this box being true, the other 2 boxes are false, so if that's true, so it can't be blue. This could be telling the truth, this could be telling a lie, this could be telling a lie. The other 2 boxes are false. Is false. If the gems are in there. I'm going black. Yeah. Chapel's not the worst. It does connect everything. Alright, don't have a shovel. Need to get a shovel. Kitchen just in case we need some food. Fuck, dude. Ooh, that's actually really good. I take back my statement. only true color, the prince often said. Is that the important part of that book? Also, a pond in a nursery. Did I really get that? Never got in the showroom. Oh. Cool. I'm grabbing another snack real quick. Question is, which two of my items would be kept? Do I get to choose? Or is it random? Beautiful. That might be tea. 30. One, two, three. No, 1, 2. No, Oh no. Oh, because boat and bat. Hope is that this door's locked. Games of chance sound fun. But getting a classroom just normally might be the move. Bro. I didn't go down. There's still ways we could do it. Food got spread. There's holes in the ground. Fuck. If only I'd gone down there. That's the other spot. You break it open. Beautiful food. Okay. The question, is it worth it to continue down? So let's say we got 1, 2. We would need steps somewhere. I'm already gonna have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 to go outside. 13, 14, 15 to get to the kitchen. So if I step in here, I'm gonna need 16 to go to the kitchen. 17, 18, 17, 18. Might be worth going down to open first. So let's see what's in this room too. The attic has 8 items. I've never been to the attic. White bishop. It's in the attic. Political. A bunch of items. Is that the wagon from the Red Prince? Interesting. Is there anything else? Okay. Beautiful. I think I can do it this one. That would let me buy something else. Or do I want more steps to guarantee? Okay, let's do some math. We have to get to the foundation and back up. As lovely as some of those items would be, wouldn't it be better to be safer? That's the thing. I don't know what I can take with me. I have a lot of shit right now. What good is money? if I'm missing steps. Why bet when I can be certain? Okay. Dark room boudoir. Boudoir here. Okay, when I finish, that's gonna be the route up. Beautiful. We have steps and steps abundant. Is this? Oh, that's dope. Interesting that you can combine the moon pendant. Burning glass, what the fuck? Can light candles and ignite fuses. We need to go outside. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do first. Go outside to the tool shed. Dig those holes. Then go light the one for the castle under. See what that does. Hopefully I get some steps here. If I get some steps, we'd be in a great position. Beautiful. 2 more would make me feel amazing. That's fine. Let's go light it up real quick. Until this point, I've never had an item that could do that, so... Always draw a tunnel while drafting in this room. complete manifest for all excavation equipment has been rigorously checked and delivered to the upper branch. After tomorrow, the site will be sealed. All remaining hardware will be packed. It's unclear if they will also seal the tunnel after a crew is left up. I suspect they may want to keep ready access to the gear. Now they have begun operations in the east mine. A month ago, I believed that the discovery of gemstones in that cavern was directly linked to the closure of the site, but now I'm not so sure. The Baron doesn't seem the type to value shiny bubbles over history. So that tunnel has some significance, understood. So can't I get in from here? If I'm not mistaken, yeah. I thought that was a dig spot for a second. Doors are open. You just have to make it out. Go to the kitchen, buy more food. See what's behind door 46. I swear to God, if I get shot in the back of the head, I'm gonna be pissed. I don't think things are over there. Main reason that every other time I ran past her, that right there makes me think I'm not even close. Makes me think this is like the halfway point. Reason why? What's all this shit about Clara? What's all this shit about the archives? What's all this about the Red Prince? And Marigold, who's supposed to be my mother. What's up with all that? That's really come into play. It's been in the background, but like it hasn't really been explored. Okay, kitchen is in here. Oh my god, that's gonna be so 45 steps, bro. face cam on. I'm smiling right now. I could be screaming in a second because some creepy shit could happen, but oh god, imagine the gems in the nursery room if I need gems for some reason. Let's see the inventory. 14 gems, 1 watering can, 6 fruits. This is crazy. Boy, oh boy. I'm getting chills.
There was once a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. He didn't see the birds or the changing of the leaves, and he never saw the sights of life's many symphonies. He couldn't see beyond the red shade, he was aware. He never caught a glimpse of the world I had to share. But one day the prince saw something new. And if you look closely, you might see it too. The skies parted and the clouds withdrew. The prince had a new favorite color.
It was blue.
The color blue.
We're not done yet. This is the normie ending, I bet. We're finally achieving it, but there's still It's super cute. Okay, but what about your new home? Bro, what's in the room? What happens next? There's no way that's done. Save and continue, biatch. There's no way we're done. The next day. Open only in the event of inheritance. Dear Baron, welcome to Mount Holly, your home. I still remember the first time I was addressed by my title. I was quite a bit older than you, but it still felt strange, especially after a lifetime of hearing my father addressed daily by that same title. But life is a journey of growth. Growing up, growing older, growing wiser. In our case, growing into the Baron of Reddington. The Baron doesn't have to be a daunting figure. He could be quiet and unassuming, or loud and brash and boisterous. He could be deceptive or trustworthy, humble or boastful, or any measure of other things, but always clever. When I inherited Mount Holly, I never had to prove myself. They just gave me the keys and left it at that. It felt too easy, too trivial, and very undeserved. Experience comes with time, but without validation, I spent the better part of my youth questioning myself. And as I grew older, that lack of conviction and aimlessness amplified. I never really had any goals or objectives to strive towards. I never had any dreams to realize. I never set my sights on something beyond the horizon. I never had a room 46 to reach. And now that you have reached your goal and are basking in your well-deserved glory, shiny trophy in hand and shower with accolades and titles, will you be content to stop there? Or will you look to the horizon and wonder what dreams lie ahead? Elvin Navarre. This motherfucker spitting. What is Elvin Navarre? You about to make me write this on some goddamn page now. No, I'm gonna draw it on the map page. What is Elvin? Now I am uber curious if there is like a bad ending where you don't get to room 46. Was I literally a day from it, or 2 days? Was it a month? Is there such a thing? Trophies earned will be permanently added to the trophy room. I'm still getting an allowance. I want to zoom in on that. Trophies of Mount Holly. Solve the puzzle in room 8 on rank A. Unlock all 8 realm sigils. Win the drafting strategy sweepstakes. Create all 8 workshop contraptions. Win 40 parlor games. Sell 40 dart boards. Reach room 46 in under an hour. Jesus. Reach room 46 in 1 day. Reach room 46 in curse mode. In dare mode. Ace the classroom final exam. and complete the trophy case. So we're not done. What does completing the trophy case unlock? Beating in under an hour is insane. Mount Holly gift shop. What the fuck is this? 46? Are you serious? These are super cute. And the birds on there. Unlock dare mode. What the? Yeah. I didn't expect a fucking gift shop. Ah, God. Just when I thought it was over, they fucking pull me back in. The blue box is true. Black box is true. The gems are in the true box. Okay, so if the gems are in the true box, this is false, this is false, which means this is true? Or that would be false. I don't think it's in white. The black box is true. The blue box is true. Okay. Let's think about it. The gems are in the true box. Is false, always. Because if both of those are saying they're true, or is that just a statement? It's not saying that this... Okay. So it's either white or not white. Because if this is true, that's not... Fuck it. Let's just open white. Oh my God. Okay. Wouldn't hurt to know if that's a definite E or not. Okay, it is a guaranteed Zoe safe. . kind of want to find a rumpus room. Yeah, getting full house is the next thing I gotta try to do. So what is dare mode? Let's see, what do we got today? So a furnace would help. Beautiful shovel. Starting to connect a lot of the house together, which is good. And it's in a way where I can actually access it. Wait a second, did I successfully connect the boiler room? Only one way to find out. Where are all the notes? Okay. I was like, that is suspiciously clear. Spread dirt on the driveway? Nice. I swear it looks like you could break down that wall right there. oyster would have been amazing. I don't have an outside room. Dope. Locker room wouldn't be bad. There's 3 keys right now. Oops. I'm the only one who has this book so far. That's me. We're gonna snack and pee real quick. I'll be right back. basically, I read this while I was eating my snack. But there's many tales of Blackbridge, but the one they chose to write down was the one the grandmother told them. The berry picker from Oris. Many years ago, before peace had become a familiar word, there lived a group of rogues so wayward that the locals deemed it appropriate to call their number the Unholy Hounds. Well, guess it's gonna be nothing. So, their feral outlaws composed the society's worst. I'm just gonna read this to myself. Fucking I'll finish reading. In a time when society was at its worst, for each crime that fearful travelers credited to the group, a dozen more lamed and claimed, each worse than the last. For the gentry, however, who often value their coffers more than their companions, no crime could measure more wicked than the group's primary enterprise, high road robbery. One such member of this so-called band of rogues was a boy of 13 years, Jesper, who had not been lucky in life, having lost 2 brothers to war and parents to famine. In the years of hunger that followed, Jesper lived in a gutter behind a churchyard, relying on the nourishment of scurrying bugs and weeds harvested from the cracks of the alleyway to sustain his pitiful existence. It is not surprising that a child aiming to escape such hardships would take any easy road out. An easy, well-traveled road paved with temptations, leading out of the city and into the gentry lands, where loose purse strings entwine the strands of salvation and glisten equally with the hope of opportunity. It was this road that eventually led Jesper to the end of his youth, a hidden cave at the bottom of Blackbridge Canyon. It was here he met his surrogate family and saviors, a notorious gang of godless outlaws known as the Unholy Hounds. Despite the hardened circumstances that led him to this vocation of banditry, Jesper was surprisingly tender-hearted and was often teased by the group for being too kind for such an ignoble life. For this reason, Jesper was assigned the innocent role of berry picker. It was not just innocence that set berry picking apart from the gang's more wicked undertakings, for it was the only duty performed without the safety of night's concealment. Jesper, no stranger to solitude, did not protest when he worked alone while the others slept soundly. The others slept soundly tucked away at the bottom of Blackbridge Canyon. On one such occasion, Jesper decided to get an early start. He left the cave, berry basket in hand, and set out into the woods before the morning sun had even brushed against the tallest treetops. It was colder in the mornings, but the headway dawn afforded meant Jasper could reach the furthermost berry patches without worrying of being chastised for tarring upon his return. It took over 3 hours on foot to reach his destination, and along the way, Jesper had passed by a many familiar bush, all pearly pillaged and so bereft of berries that one would dedicate several moments in earnest examination before finding a single one. Jesper was patient, but even his patience has limits. He was confident that even accounting for time lost to this long stretch of travel, his efforts would be well worth the pain. Surveying the patches in this new grove surprised even Jesper. The red dots suspended among the leaves seemed as numerous as the stars in the night sky. Upon seeing such a bounteous sight, he clutched his berry basket tightly and nearly toppled over out of joy. Once he regained his senses, Jesper quickly made a decision. He would not reveal the location of this newfound treasure. Instead, he would earn the respect of his confederates who, upon seeing his yield, might attribute the success to hard work. Smiling at his plan, Jesper set off to fill his basket, and was making steady strides in this task when the sound of thundering hooves interrupted him. Oh boy, this is gonna be a long story. I mean, I paid 40 coins for it, so it better have something of worth. I'm telling you, there's so much to this game, I'm realizing. A carriage is approaching. The thought of it made Jesper freeze. He had been so enchanted by the discovery that he had neglected to observe his surroundings. How could a roadway be so close? He ducked down and crept behind the impending sound, hiding behind one of the larger bushes nearby. It was only a moment more before the sound source revealed itself. Within 50 paces of where Jesper hid, an elegant carriage with gold trim came soaring around a corner of trees, led by two beautiful white horses, and yet conveyed by a stern-looking driver, seated atop the vehicle. Flaunting the most sophisticated regalia Jesper had ever seen, it was not just any carriage, it was a royal carriage. Even without ever having witnessed such a sight before, Jesper was certain. The sight had so transfixed Jesper that he stood awestruck, unable to tear away as the carriage approached. The little concealment the bush provided was soon proven unequal to the driver's lofty perch, and upon spotting the boy, he pulled the reins with such effort that the noble steed slid to a sudden halt with precise control. "You boy, get out from behind that bush," he shouted with rigidity that betrayed a modest amount of fear. "You startled me half to death coming around the bend of my own drive, and me seeing such an unfamiliar face in a place where there ought not to be any face." Jesper quickly contemplated running. The man was much older, and his dress was suitable for courtly behavior, not dashing through the bramble and mud. "I was picking berries." Jasper raised the half-filled basket to the driver to seize proof. The demeanor of the man suddenly changed. It was a change that Jesper was familiar with. He had many times seen the same stern expressions of the most fiendish bandits melt away when presented with a berry basket. Any suspicions that the driver might have had instantly evaporated, for even the notion of a member of the unholy hounds picking berries seemed farcical. The softened expression even made allowances for a smile. "Berries, eh? Say, you couldn't have picked a better spot for them, could you? I used to pick berries here as a boy." Jesper took his cue to finally step out from behind the bush, proudly brandishing his basket. I know and what luck I have found them. I have only just begun picking, and look how many I have. It would have taken me fourfold the time back home to procure this number." The driver bent down for a closer look. "And where is your home, boy? It must be quite far." Jesper replied with a scripted response. "A little south of Tanner Fork, just past the burnt woods." "My God, that is far. You couldn't have come all the way this morning." It was true. Tanner Fork was in the exact opposite of the direction that Jesper had traveled. And while that response would seem perfectly reasonable in a location closer to Blackbridge Canyon, he could see why it might seem less believable here. "Sir, I've traveled much farther for much less profit. I dare say there is no distance yet made by man that would not be worth undertaking for a prize such as these. Surely you have tasted them for yourself." Jasper felt happier with his response, as it seemed to amplify the man's smile. "In my youth, often, but perhaps I took it for granted because I never had to travel very far. And even then, my father would always drive us here in our carriage. So, I'm ashamed I have never had to walk such a stretch to earn an equal reward. It was Jesper's time to smile. Then let my efforts reward us both today. He raised the basket even higher. A taste and memory of your youth, sir. The driver chuckled and removed one glove, bending over the seat to reach down to the basket. And at the moment his fingers touched the first berry, the dagger in turn met his throat, cutting through a superficial layer of skin and drawing blood. Jesper caught the man's startled eyes. And for that taste, I will have your purse, sir, in memory of my youth. The driver's arm had gone stiff, his chin raised and trembling, more frightened than he had ever been before. Whether unable or incapable of speaking, he did not respond to the boy. Perhaps he did not think his jaw could afford to be engaged at this particular time. Jasper let the basket drop, freeing his hand to probe the man's pockets. Do not mistake me, sir. I will not kill you if you give me no cause. Though I will admit, the thought of taking your carriage and leaving you the indignity of walking appeals to me. Unable to find a purse in the man's coat, Jesper pivoted to search the seat under him. Why have you no purse upon your person? The driver slowly raised his hand cautiously, pointing toward the carriage's door behind him. Jesper lowered the knife's edge a small degree to allow the man to speak, which he did in turn softly. There's a lockbox in the carriage. That seems suspicious. Are they saying there's like a lockbox in the car? Anyways, we'll come down then and grant me the courtesy of sparing your life and binding your hands. A concession I assure you of my tender heart, for it would be much easier to slit your throat. The man started to comply, slowly lowering himself from the driver's seat of the carriage. Once down, Jesper guided him away from the carriage into a nearby tree, where he instructed him to get on his knees and put his hands behind his back. Excusing his inexperience, the man indulged Jesper while he figured out how to adequately bind him. The smile and kindness Jesper had seen on this man's face, now nothing more than a distant memory. In their place, cold dark eyes displaying no emotions. I wonder, should I grant you the same clemency you are showing me? Jesper stopped, surprised by the question, but ignored it. Secured the final bindings and then hastily returned to the carriage. With one hand on the door's handle, he turned back to the man. If there is no lockbox, there is no clemency. Inside the carriage was surprisingly dusty and unswept, a stark contrast to the elegant and polished golden facade of the exterior. It had apparently been many years since the passenger had enjoyed passage in the vehicle. This all but confirmed what Jesper had suspected. The driver of this carriage was not a livered servant and employee of some greater master. Any curiosity that this observation might have further produced was quickly abandoned upon seeing what rested under the carriage's back seat, a large wooden lockbox. Despite its hefty appearance, the box was surprisingly easy to handle. Within a few minutes, Jesper had dislodged it from its hold and carried it out into the sunlight. Inspecting the box carefully, two observations were made. Totemic symbols were found carved on all four sides of the box. Hinted that the box was very old and likely not created by Oridian hands. It reminded him of artifacts from the old world, and presumably crafted in one of the ancient realms. Secondly, the box was secured by a rusted yet robust padlock that would not open easily without a key. Jesper looked over to the driver, observing from his indentured position. Do you perhaps have a key you can provide me to open this box? Without emotion, the driver replied, there is no key to that box. Jesper stood up. Easy enough then. He headed over to a nearby rock of sizable dimensions and lifted the stone up, carrying it to the back. And lifted the stone, carrying it back to the box. If there was ever a time when the lock had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recent. With one hit, the stone completely shattered the rusted lock. He bent down and opened the lid. Inside was an effigy, a crude figure chiseled from stone. Without too much deliberation, Jesper bent down and picked it up, somewhat surprised how heavy it seemed given how light the box had felt. Having expected to find something more akin to gold or gems, he looked questioningly to the man, hoping to find explanation. The driver's smile had once again returned. "You are cursed, boy, for deadly is the stone. You have opened that which should have never been opened, and you are cursed." Jesper carried the effigy over to the man and shoved it in front of his face. "What is it?" "That's one," feeling his disappointment rising to anger. Jasper tightened his grip on the effigy. "One what, you mumbling a genitor?" This word. Right here. Hold on. Why we wrote these down. Adge. AG means first. And Tor. I don't know what that would be. He might be an Erigin. Jesper. "And in God's name, why have you no purse upon your person?" The man did not seem intimidated. "One pace," he paused for effect. 12 more and you will be dead." He had only a second to flinch before the effigy struck him in the head and put an end to his cryptic ramblings. If there was ever a time when the old man had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recent, Jesus. Jesper looked down at the sculpted stone figure, now splattered red. Was it cursed? Was he cursed? He had of course heard stories of curses and never doubted their validity in the past. But now he was standing face to face with the possibility of being cursed, and his mind pleaded with him to be skeptical. And if he was cursed, what difference would the knowledge make? A dozen more paces would not be enough to find another living soul, to say nothing the chances of procuring a remedy. If he did not move from where he now stood, he could live maybe another 3 or 4 days, maybe given the abundance of nearby berries. A plan that, if we ignore its obvious faults, might provide additional opportunities for help to come along. But what good would that do? To be discovered here beside a body, stolen goods in hand, bloated from berries and raving about a curse could not very well not be real. No, it would most certainly be better to face one's fate now. Take a dozen paces and see if life goes on. But Jesper found his legs unable to make the first step. His mind was unable to convince his limb to waste 1/12 of his life in a single motion. Feeling the desperation sink in, he hopelessly looked about for a solution. And if by some stroke of luck the gods had heard his plea, a miracle materialized before him as if he suddenly at the end of a fairy tale. 2 white horses and a carriage of gold trim were beside him. The answer to his immediate prayers. He laughed at his fortune and calculated the short number of paces to the road. 4, perhaps 3, only 3 if he jumped. He made a quick survey to see if there was anything he wished to grab before taking the plunge. He thought about removing the driver's fancy coat, as that appeared to be of some value, but the additional risk of undertaking such a task too great to chance. And so after a profound breath, he took his 2nd, 3rd, and 4th steps, though they were quite large. Seated now behind the horses, he reached for the reins and suddenly realized he was still gripping the effigy. If the curse was real, then it would most certainly be better left here. If, on the other hand, the story was fictitious, there might be some appraisal that could be made of the figure. It was, after all, found within a lockbox, whose typical function ought secures objects of value. Having witnessed Excuse me. Firsthand the horrors of destitution, Jesper found his mind equally reluctant to allow his hand to let go. If it is cursed, I die. If not today, then tomorrow. And if I die, what care have I? And with that statement said out loud to the horses seemingly, Jesper took upon the reins with confidence. Holy shit. Miller awoke to some light nudging from a familiar foot. Only one person would have the cheek to awaken her in such ill-mannered fashion. Shaking the sleep from her eyes, she glared up at him in the darkness, but did not say a word. He nudged her again, teasingly, then stepped back into the dim. After taking a moment for her eyes to adjust to the darkness of the cave, Miller remembered she was on third watch today. Quietly collecting her things and wits, Miller turned as she left, waving to her young friend, who was more than likely already asleep. She crept through the cavern's main passage, careful to not wake sleeping bandits around her. Like a hero in a book, she often mused. Quietly, she grabbed a bow from the haphazardly torn pile of weapons, shaking the accompanying quiver in darkness to assess how many arrows it held. She walked towards the sun-drenched mouth of the cavern, ready to start her shift. Above her, in one of the trees found in the canyon, Miller could see that Ravia was already posted. She waved and Ravia waved back. Calling out to each other was strictly forbidden. Anything louder than a gesture in the canyon was forbidden. When Miller reached the tree, Ravia lowered a braided rope and pointed to the ground behind her. Miller turned, following the finger, and saw a pail of water resting beside a nearby log. She turned back to Ravia, nodded, and secured the pail to the rope. The pail went up first, and in turn Miller followed. Ravia reached across to grab the water. Miller leaned back to give her space. There was not much room for maneuvering in this tree post, a necessary concession for the concealment that the outpost demanded. Ravia tilted the pail up to her mouth dramatically, illustrating how thirsty she'd been. Miller laughed silently as the water poured out, splashing onto Ravia's face. It was a bit too daring and noisy of a joke, and had the others been around, they would have certainly been scolded for the unwarranted sound. But Miller appreciated the efforts Ravia took to vibrate the silence of the morning. Jeez, dude, I kind of want to read this. Hold on. Okay. Let me drink something. Oh, this is a lot. Is that the effigy? Oh no, that's it right there. That's an arena symbol. Bro, that is... Okay, so basically the parts that I just read silently. Here, they'd heard, they saw a guard, right? And instead of focusing on that, they saw the caravan show up. The caravan showed up, they shot the dude, right? Kid eyes, effigy's there. They bury him. But here, they basically wake up to like clattering, shaking earth. And they're like, wait a second, shouldn't it be day? And it's not day because those guards they forgot about here show up later and cave in their fucking cave. So now they're stuck. And that's why their screams begin. Captain Froderick Lee of the Black Guard. It's so cool. Oh, okay. Wow. I don't know if I like what I learned in the library sometimes. I doubt this is gonna bring power over. Can check, but I highly doubt it. Oh, the laboratory was the other way anyways. Okay. Well, let's see what's in the West Wing. I forgot about the fucking gift shop. Oh god, this game. Experiment successful. I'm beyond curious. What do they mean by dirt on the driveway? Is it just dick spots? It is dick spots. Well, while I'm out here, let's get an outside room. Green apple gave 5. Okay. Oops. Basically need to go to the Great Hall. Yeah, looking at it, having the foundation here is not necessarily the best thing. Worth the shot. Oh fuck, I should have been paying attention. To the observatory. That's crazy. That's the fucking way we came. Well, that's every time you enter. That's fucking crazy. pets, though. I like how that story made that cursed mode appear. Which, I believe that is one. Cursed trophy, yeah. Is the sun going down? Oh shit, there's more. Jesus. I'm assuming it's just gonna say the next day, the next time. Day 31. We'll see, though. I wonder if you could actually go in that room. Because it immediately just hit credits. But I didn't actually get to explore in there. So is there, like, secrets and puzzles? I don't know. And now that I've finished, I can look and see if other people found more stuff on their runs. Probably watch more Milo and Pirate play. But I don't know how much of it I will, honestly. Because in the same sense, I kind of want to figure shit out myself. And if they find some of the other puzzles, then that wouldn't be too cool. So, I don't know. We'll see how I do, how I feel. But I got the main, got into room 46. It still seems like there's a lot. And I like how just reading that one book added that cursed thing inside the book. Like that was just a dope way to bring that mechanic in. So we'll see. I still gotta mess with stuff. But thanks for tuning in. It's like 7:03. I need some sleep.